Waiting for better days to come. A torrid afternoon, gladly though, my son Ricardo is by my side. The fresh air of the Amalfi Coast lets us unwind by the sea, with snacks from the finest bar in the area.
I adore the wonderful colors of this area. I'm so excited to discover new places like this, get to know new people. Although I'm not able to speak Italian, people here always try to be inclusive and, as you can see, religion is present everywhere. If you walk on, you'll come across a beautiful church characterized by a colorful fresco. Beautiful, celebratory gesture. My daily routine smile.
Beginning. I guess, the first thing you will be wondering about is what the difference between the cuccumella and the moka pot is. On the one hand, the cuccumella brews coffee by percolation, meaning that the hot water goes through the coffee, filtering underneath into the container. On the contrary, the moka pot makes use of the pressure, which is brought about by the steam inside the boiling water in the lower chamber, forcing the water upwards through the coffee. This pressurized extraction comes about under intense conditions, causing the coffee to be denser and have more body, quite similar to an espresso. Bottom section. Filter section. Filter lid. Pot. Preparation. To make coffee in a cuccumella, first take the three elements apart. Fill the bottom section with water, to around 3 cm below the top. Reassembly. Insert the filter into the bottom section and add large coffee grains. Now place the pot, in an upside-down position, over the bottom section and filter, and twist to seal in place. Heating. Put the cuccumella on a hob, set the heat to high, and wait for the water to boil. You'll know it's boiling when water begins to escape from the small hole in the bottom section. Waiting. Turn the hob off and place the cuccumella to one side, then carefully flip it upside down so that the spout of the pot is facing upwards. Wait for 5 minutes, or until you hear no more dripping inside the cuccumella. Grab a cup and fill it with coffee. Enjoy. 1554. The kawa plant, meaning exciting in Arabic, is native to Ethiopia, from where it spread to both Arabia and Turkey. The earliest kava tasting room dates back to 1554, in Constantinople. In the 17th century, black beans reached Europe on board of the ships of Venetian merchants, where the kava became coffee. One 1685. Coffee was brought to the court of Emperor Leopold I by the Turkish ambassador Pasha Karamahmud. The first coffee house, the renowned Viennese cafes where pleasant tasting of the ancient Arabian wine took place, was, therefore, established in 1685 by the Armenian Johannes Diodato, a resident of the Austrian capital who had already been serving smuggled coffee for a while. Thereafter, Vienna became the promoter of the cafe culture, to then build a cultural bridge with Naples a century after. (1768). In 1768 the Viennese Maria Carolina of Habsburg-Lorraine, daughter of Maria Theresa of Austria, married to Ferdinand IV of Bourbon, reached Naples. It was she, secular and with strong Masonic tendencies, who gave a massive boost to the importation of coffee and rooted its tradition in Neapolitan culture. Habsburg had interpreted the marriage between a Habsburg and a Bourbon as an instrument to retrieve the Kingdom of Naples from Spanish influence. The new authoritarian sovereign immediately engaged in an internal war at court with Prime Minister Bernardo d'Annunzio, who represented the interference of his father-in-law Charles of Bourbon from Madrid. The café assumed a discrete function on the Vienna-Naples axis. 1771. The origins of the Neapolitan coffee maker date back to 1771. It is said that it all started during a court dance held at the royal palace of Caserta, where the infusion was prepared and served to the guests behind some tables by servants in white livery with caps on their heads. This was the predecessor of the many bars in the Kingdom of Naples that were to come. Maria Carolina was the sister of Marie Antoinette, given in marriage to Louis XVI of France. The two Austrian sisters brought the classic morning breakfast at the bar to Naples and Paris. 1819. And here we are, in the 19th century, with the invention in Naples of the cuccumella, which alternated the Turkish decoction preparation method with the Venetian infusion method, with a double filter system. Instead of cooking the powder of the ground beans, as is still done today in Turkey and North Africa, dissolving it with water in a heated copper pot, the new Neapolitan cooking method spread the filtering of boiling water, made by pouring from the high through the coffee powder. Dated 1819, by the hand of the French Maries, the cuccumella facilitated domestic preparation. 1884. Later in the years, in 1884, in Piedmont, the espresso machine for bars was born. However, it ended up in the skilled hands of the Neapolitan coffee makers, who created an explosion of coffee shops along Via Toledo and the streets around the port. In terms of history and roots, the only tradition in Italy that can accompany the Neapolitan one is that of Trieste, and it is no coincidence. The Julian city was the main port of the Habsburg Empire when Maria Carolina reigned in Naples. From there, they accessed the supplies of coffee in Turkey. 1933. It was the famous Piedmontese coffee maker Alfonso Bialetti who invented the mocha in 1933. The name chosen for the pot came from the city of Mocha, in Yemen, Ethiopia, the cradle of coffee and renowned for the quality of the beans produced. It may be quite odd-sounding, yet it appears that Bialetti's inspiration stemmed from a washing machine. At the time, washing machines as we know them today were not widespread in Italy, but the lissavuse was used, an object that works very similar to that of the moka pot.
Spotted someone who knows this coffee brand. I'm skeptical about this coffee powder I've just bought at an ethnical shop in London. Ever tried it?
The founder Hungarian Francesco Illy came to Trieste after the First World War. He had studied economics in Timisoara and worked in Vienna. Creative, ingenious and cosmopolitan as he was, he found here the three great loves of his life: his wife, the city of Trieste and coffee. He founded the Illy Caf Company. And he began to take an interest in cocoa and coffee, which arrived at the port of Trieste from all parts of the world. His coffee is made from 9 pure Arabica varieties and is appreciated everywhere for the high quality and distinctive taste of his coffee.
group of students of the Faculty of Art and Design at the Free University of Bolzano Bozen, Italy. Love for coffee unites us, while our differences empower us as a group. Rooting for this, we have, therefore, founded a family-like community where individuals support each other no matter what. Hoping the website gets you into a coffee mood and thinking about you users, we kindly ask you to contact us with any improvements in mind.